is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President, Mr. Kashner.
Here.
Vice President, Mr. Persing.
Here.
Secretary, Mr. Anderson.
Here.
Treasurer, Mr. Griffiths.
Here.
Mr. Cook.
Here.
Mr. Krieger.
Here.
Mrs. Miller. Here. Mrs. Rhodes.
Here.
Mr. Shuey.
Here. Okay, recognize student accomplishments.
Okay. We only have one of our students of the month in attendance tonight, but our middle school student of the month was Molly Kurtz. She's a 7th grade student, parents of Jennifer Snyder and Matt Kurtz. Her activities in club include chorus and stage crew for the musical, and her hobbies were reading and spending time with friends and family. And that was our middle school student of the month. And our high school student of the month, we actually mentioned him last week with placing the PIAA state diving competition, Ryan Hens. Ryan, if you come up and say a few words to the board.
Very honored to be here. It's been a pretty good school year so far. Been having pretty good grades. Sports have been pretty good, especially dive. I'm placed in 7th in state. I didn't really think that it would come to that, but first year doing it and it got me pretty far, so.
Wrestling team, and he never dove before a day in his life, and took 7th place in the state of Pennsylvania. So that is really, really impressive. And guess what? He's on a distinguished honor roll. He didn't mention that yet.
I just want to say, too, Ryan, you play soccer also?
Yeah.
3 sports, wrestling and swimming and diving are the same season. For him to do both in the same season and to excel, be a captain, and to place 7th. I've been at that state diving competition, and that pressure is intense. I mean, you don't say a word when they're getting ready to dive, and it's like you can't imagine the tension in the pool when the students are diving. So for him to have nerves of steel like that and place 7th as a sophomore and never doing it before, that's really, really impressive. So we're looking forward to maybe climb that ladder the next couple of years too. So keep working at it. Yep, sure.
Just remember, Ryan, Dan Gable once said, once you wrestle, everything else in life's easy, so. Okay, so PSSAs are right around the corner. They're starting Monday next week, so we're excited to get going with that. Parents, please just make sure to stress the importance of these tests with your child. Our teachers have been working tirelessly all year long preparing for success, and now it's time to shine. So we're gonna be excited to see what the results of those are. Our school musical was awesome. Once again, congratulations to Mr. Steyer year in and year out. He completely blows us away. But also to our students, they're amazing also. You know, thank you for shining brightly and showing how no matter what, our students can excel. So thank you for that. The end of the year schedule is out. Tanya actually has a link if the board hasn't had it yet. The news item also has a link, so parents, if you're waiting for that to come out, it's just a matter of them publishing it, and then we'll also put it on the school website. I'd like to also just say thank you, number one, to Miss Neri for allowing the 6th grade staff to come over and work with our 7th grade staff in the transition camp. And especially thanks to Miss Nakado. She had some tough times there, and she still was able to organize it successfully for us, so thank you to her. Real important stuff, prom tickets are on sale now. They're $45. Please make sure you stop in the morning and see Miss Alonzo to purchase one of those. I'd also like to take, is this the first time for this, and you know, for the board possibly approving it, I want to thank Mr. Lou Eversole for stopping in and wanting to start our first Responders Club. Okay, so with board approval, we'd like to have our first meeting, and I think there is a big interest, and we'd like to continue that here in the area with students wanting to be first responders. And then also to piggyback off of that, Ms. Stump and Ms. Cooper have begun a positive reward system, not only for just teachers, but for every employee here in the district, that if you see our students doing something positive, we're gonna reward them. So if I'm talking janitors, superintendents, board members, whatever it may be, if you catch one of our students doing something positive, there's slips that you can fill out for them. And thank you to Ms. Cooper and Ms. Stump for wanting to do this and coming up with the idea. Also, if you'd like to donate or help with any of the awards that we're going to give to students, because we are going to offer rewards to the class, the homerooms, and the individual students throughout the year, please just stop by the office. Also, if you're a community member and you've caught one of our students doing something positive in the community, please stop out and get a form and fill it out for them. Again, our goal with the community and the staff here is to put a chain link around the whole entire school of nothing but positive stuff. So with that, we also began, or we had two good meetings last week. I just want to update everybody on with members of the IU and people we've been working with. So for this summer, we're looking at possibly offering some trainings on our benchmarking program, CDTs, in order to help align it, make sure we're using it correctly to correlate with the state testing and preparations, and just a more effective way to utilize the data that we get for that. So the ladies are going to help the staff with that this summer. Also, we're going to be looking at diving deeper into the objectives. So basically, our staff, we're going to get them trained in, are they hitting the eligible content specifically in their courses based on the objectives, from the standards. They're going to help train and make sure that we are actually doing that. So I think that's going to be beneficial to our students and our staff. And then also we'll be looking at doing, it's called Lexia reading, and it's an effort to bring all of our students up to grade level when it comes to reading. We do struggle with that a little bit in some areas, so that is something IU is offering with us. And then also with Michael Lord, talking with him about looking at making a more extensive positive behavior intervention support system, which will go grades 7 through 12, along with also maybe using a tier 3 intervention of check and connect or renew. So hopefully we can work with them and have that. I began starting to do Thursday faculty meetings every week, and all it's for is an effort to maximize communication with the staff and all the leaders of the school. It's been going very well. It allows our teachers to communicate not just with me, but with, I'll use Miss Eichelberger, she's sitting here. So anybody in a leadership role comes and speaks at our faculty meeting. We just keep an ongoing open line of communication like that. And last thing, I just want to mention that we do have 2 first-year teachers here in attendance tonight, Miss Twitty and Miss Runyon. And I just want to say in front of the board and everybody that these 2 have excelled beyond expectations in the classroom, and we're very proud of everything that you've done for our students. And thank you for all you do day in and day out.
Awesome, thank you, Mr. Hockenbrock. Go to Ms. Neary. Mrs. Neary?
We also are excited to start PSSAs next week. We actually had our Title I event book fair last night, where I did a small presentation for parents who were there on just the general outline of PSSAs and some strategies, and just how the day is when we're doing it in elementary school. Coming up next week, our Artists in the Classroom art show will be next Thursday. I'm really excited to see all the artwork. She has pieces from all the kids in 3rd and 4th grade, so that I think is going to be really fun. My next attendance challenge will start when PSSA starts. We've tried to correlate it with getting more kids to come during PSSA time, so we have less makeups. For that, it will be a bubblegum challenge with the principal. I can't tell you what that means because it's a surprise for everyone. We had RIF book distribution from PTA last week. Every kid from K4 through 6th grade got a free book, and they actually complimented us on the manners of all the kids, all grade levels, so they were all really excited to get a book from them. We also had the acid mine drainage event. It was for 2 of our 2nd grade classrooms. I've been waiting on that one all year. I learned about it in the summer, and they told me we were going to do it in April, and they did like a whole day's worth activity on the acid mine drainage. The Shamokin Creek Restoration Alliance was there. They all had a tie-dye t-shirt that they made through through the event, so that was really cool. That's gonna be, hopefully in the news item. We have pictures that I'm gonna send over, for that. Our talent show is this week for student council on Thursday. We start rehearsals tomorrow. If any of you have not ever been at that show, please try to come. It's just so amazing to see like all the talent that our kids do have, and I love doing it every year.
Miss Mary,
Yes,
so what time is that?
that is at 5:30 on Thursday.
And what time is the art show?
The art show is at 5 o'clock
Okay.
on the 25th.
Thank you.
We have our field trips coming up in May. Our 5th grade students will be going to Camp Victory. We have some STEM field trips. All grade levels are gonna go to Knoebels. Our carnival, is gonna happen on May 17th. We're gonna have walking tacos for that, the ice cream truck. Purple Perk Junior always does drinks for us. We have gym activities, in the gym for grades K4 to 3. And I just wanted to say thank you. So far, I had a few local businesses, Balanced Spirit, Undefeated Sports, Bressie and Martin, and Area Services all gave us like very huge donations for all the carnival equipment that we have to have in the gym, which is usually a huge expense for us. And then we also have kindergarten graduation is on May 23rd, and I'm super excited for that because I have been doing all the rehearsals for the kindergarten students while our music teacher is out, and I just love them, and I can't wait to see. We're gonna do 3 songs, and so far, they know 2 of them, so I feel like I'm ahead of schedule on that, but if you have a chance to come to that too, on May 23rd, there's 2 separate graduations for the 8 classrooms, so if any of you can come to that, I think that would be really great. Thank you.
Thanks, Mrs. Neary. Oh, and we have a new teacher here,
Oh, Mr.
Mr.
Wetzel is
Wetzel?
also here.
elementary school new teacher for us.
He's one of our new 4th grade teachers.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, we're good.
Okay, moving on, citizens' comments. Are there any citizens' comments? Step up to the microphone and. Okay, identify yourself and address, please.
My name's Richard Lehman. I live at 1115 West Walnut Street in Cole Township. Both my children graduated from Shamokin Area High School, and I hear a lot of comments, people saying, well, is there anything good can come out of Shamokin? Well, this young man just proved it that there is. And I can tell you, when I was a young man, I enjoyed diving. I went to Knoebels and used to dive off their top tower and just put a little humor in it. I took my father up with me one time, and he was 20 years older than me. And he looked down there and he said, he did a fireman's dive. He walked back down the ladder.
Thank you. Are there other citizens' comments? Okay, let's move on to work session.
Okay, just a couple of things. Discipline, numbers, and referrals summary. In the elementary building, we had no incidents this past month classified as bullying. Biggest issues at the elementary school were inappropriate behaviors and misconduct on the school bus, so we just want to put out there again, we are looking for bus monitors. If you are interested, please stop in the central office out here in the lobby to pick up an application or to submit your application. We are also looking to hire additional staff in the elementary school to help deal with some of the behaviors we're seeing with students. In the high school, 7 through 12 buildings, we have 1 incident of bullying reported, and that is currently under investigation. Biggest issue that high school administrators and teachers, for that matter, have been dealing with would be just plain insubordination. So we are looking at different programs and services to deal with students who don't want to follow the rules. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. So some of those programs will be in the day. We possibly are looking at some evening programs for those students, and those programs are some of the things that we'll be using the grant that we recently received to purchase. So we're very grateful for that opportunity. And all reported incidents to the high school office or elementary office have been dealt with, investigated. And, you know, one way or other, something has been done with it or determined. So just wanted to follow up with that. As we said last month, we will be announcing some information about that every month, just to keep everybody abreast of the situation. I do have some correspondence that I forgot to mention to Tanya that I would like to read, kind of piggybacks with some of the comments. I believe Mrs. Neary said, this is from when we had our health fair at the elementary school last month. We received this from Children and Youth, from a Melissa Eisenhower, who is a licensed social worker with the Family Engagement Center. I'm writing to tell you how much my staff enjoyed the students and the health fair that was held at the Shamokin Area Elementary School on Tuesday in March, this is. The students were polite and well-behaved. This shows the dedication that your staff has teaching life skills and how to interact in settings other than the classroom. My staff also had a good time with them in making the kindness tree. We are going to keep the tree in the Family Engagement Center for others to enjoy. We thank you for a nice day and look forward to attending again next year. So kudos to our elementary students and staff and everybody that helped put together that wellness fair at the elementary. So thank you to Melissa for sending that. It was nice to get some positive feedback. That's all I have.
Okay, moving on to old business. May I have a motion to approve item 5.01?
Motion. Second.
On the question. First, many of those who are in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. May I have a motion to approve item 5.02?
Motion. Second.
On the question. Many of those who are in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Motion to approve item 5.03.
Motion.
Second.
On the question. Roll call, please.
Mr. Persing,
Yes.
Mrs. Rhodes,
Yes.
Mr. Shuey,
Yes.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths,
Yes.
Mr. Kashner,
Yes.
Mr. Krieger,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
New business. May I have a motion to approve item 6.01?
Motion. Second.
On the question. As many of those who are in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Motion to approve item 6.02.
Motion. Second.
On the question.
What is the amount compared to last year? Anybody know?
Comparable.
Is it not much of an increase, or, okay.
On the question. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Rhodes,
Yes.
Mr. Shuey,
Yes.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths,
Yes.
Mr. Kashner,
Yes.
Mr. Krieger,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Persing,
Yes.
A motion to approve item 6.03.
Motion. Second.
On the question. Roll call, please.
Mr. Shuey,
Yes.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths,
Yes.
Mr. Kashner,
Yes.
Mr. Krieger,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Persing,
Yes.
Mrs. Rhodes.
Yes.
We have a motion to table item 6.04.
Motion.
Second. On the question. Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths,
Yes.
Mr. Kashner,
Yes.
Mr. Krieger,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Persing,
Yes.
Mrs. Rhodes,
Yes.
Mr. Shuey.
Yes. A motion to accept item 6.05.
Motion.
Second.
On the question. Roll call, please.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths,
Yes.
Mr. Kashner,
Yes.
Mr. Krieger,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Persing,
Yes.
Mrs. Rhodes,
Yes.
Mr. Shuey,
Yeah.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Motion to approve item 6.06.
Motion. Second.
On the question.
Mr. Griffiths,
Yes.
Mr. Kashner,
Yes.
Mr. Krieger,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Persing,
Yes.
Mrs. Rhodes,
Yes.
Mr. Shuey,
Yes.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Cook.
We have a motion to approve item 6.07.
Motion. Second.
On the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Kashner,
Yes.
Mr. Krieger,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Persing,
Yes.
Mrs. Rhodes,
Yes.
Mr. Shuey,
Yes.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
We have a motion to approve item 6.08.
Motion. Second.
On the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Krieger,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Persing,
Yes.
Mrs. Rhodes,
Yes.
Mr. Shuey,
Yes.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths,
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes. Motion to approve item 6.09.
Motion. Second.
On the question? As many of those are in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Motion to approve and disapprove item 6.10.
Motion approved.
I think I need one of them. Motion to approve and disapprove. It's motion to approve and disapprove.
Second. Okay.
Yeah, how comes
Yeah.
that name's twice? One says deceased and one says SSI.
There must be a typo with the name.
We have a,
I don't, no, they send them by
Right,
mail.
I'm saying they send those.
I'm not sure now. So we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second to approve? Approve and disapprove.
Yes.
Themselves on the question.
Why is that name listed twice? Once he's deceased and the second time he's SSI.
For the same years.
Yes.
We'll have to look into that. We get them mailed
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah, they send us paperwork with everything filled out.
All right, what I would recommend, approve this subject to looking into it to next, for next meeting, and then make a ratification at the next meeting that corrects whatever's going on with this. But you don't wanna, I don't think you wanna leave that hanging out.
Is that a new motion? Motion to approve.
Disapprove, subject to, looking into the Vincent
Gervasi.
Gervasi situation.
Subject
So,
to investigation.
the new motion, so what, we had a motion, do I have to vote on that, or just let that go?
No, we
Yes,
just
okay.
vote on the whole thing, and then we'll look into that, and then
Okay.
we'll ratify an alteration or an amendment to it at the next meeting, once we figure out what's going on.
Okay, so the motion is motion to approve and disapprove present, list of names, and then we'll look into the correction of those names at a future meeting, correct?
Correct,
That new motion.
yes.
Okay, so, motion, is there a second?
Second.
On the question? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Persing,
Yes.
Mrs. Rhodes,
Yes.
Mr. Shuey,
Yes.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
yes.
Mr. Griffiths,
Yes.
Mr. Kashner,
Yes.
Mr. Krieger.
Yes. A motion to approve item 6.11
Motion.
on the question. Roll call, please.
Mr. Persing,
Yes.
Mrs. Rhodes,
Yes.
Mr. Shuey,
Yes.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths,
Yes.
Mr. Kashner,
Yes.
Mr. Krieger,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Motion to approve item 6.12
Motion. Second.
on the question. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Rhodes,
Yes.
Mr. Shuey,
Yes.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths,
Yes.
Mr. Kashner,
Yes.
Mr. Krieger,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Okay, a motion to approve all personnel items in motion 7.01 through 7.08 as listed.
Motion. Second.
On the question. Roll call, please.
Mr. Shuey. Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Cook.
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths.
Yes.
Mr. Kashner.
Yes.
Mr. Krieger.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Persing.
Yes.
Mrs. Rhodes.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Board member reports. Anybody have anything you want to say?
I would like to thank Jeannie Schaefer and the Northumberland County Council for the Arts for the great job they're doing with the art in the classroom and for just bringing that to the district. I think that's a really good outlet for the kids. So I'd like to thank them.
Yeah, I agree. I think the arts in our district is amazing. The arts programs, music, everything. I got to see Something Rotten. It was a fantastic show. I think every year our sets get wider and taller. They said next year we're just going to connect for the catwalk and start using that. But fantastic show. Our talent level is amazing in this district.
Anybody else? Anybody? Okay, executive session was held for personal issues on Tuesday, April 9th, 2024, from 6 PM to 8:18 PM, and Tuesday, April 16th, from 2024, from 7:05 PM to 7:49 PM, prior to the regular monthly meeting. Nothing from the floor, motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.